Good afternoon, everybody. This is Dee Reinhardt with Illinois WorkNet. I am holding a technical assistance session today for the IYIP program, and we don't really have a lot of specific things to talk about, but I know that there were a lot of email questions going on, so I want to be able to address some issues. Because we are recording, I will not answer agency specific questions, but if it's something that I can show you in test to have it on file for everybody else, I am happy to do that. And then I will stop the recording and we can answer specific questions. So I do know that we had a work site issue earlier in the week, and since our last call. We've had some user management questions. We have a payroll question. So who would like to ask the first question?
Dee, I have a technical question.
Okay.
About uploading files.
Okay.
Is there an issue going on to which you cannot currently upload documents into a participant's file? Because I can't seem to upload anything.
I haven't noticed that yet. I did notice somebody sent me a message about not being able to upload from the outcomes tab, but they could upload from the uploads tab. So let me see if we can, well, but I'm in test right now. So Kate, hang on to that question and let me try specifically when we're done.
Thank you so much.
Sure. All right, so now, are my folks on that had the payroll upload question? I know there was going to be somebody on the call that doesn't normally attend these calls, and I don't see a name that I recognize as that. Okay, we sent out an email. Brandon sent out the email reminding everybody about today's call and about the user management. So what I want to do right now is I want to show you in this call about how to use the user management. It is this little icon right here that looks like a man's head. If you click on this, you can look for the people that you're looking for. So if I want to just search, I can search by group first. So if I want to go look and see who is in here as Asian Human Services, I can search and see who's actually added. If there is nobody in there added, then I can add a partner to the group. And I know you guys send me the information, but if the, and that's good to be able to update and copy Brandon, of course, but it's good to be able to update the contact information list that Brandon has so that he always knows who's at your agency working on this project. But for me, if the person doesn't show up and they don't have an Illinois WorkNet account, I have to have their date of birth, their email address, their first name, last name, phone number, and then agency. And it's just as easy for all y'all to create this on your own because you've got the person right there. So all you have to do is click Add Partner to Group, and there are instructions on this page. And if you put in, let me add somebody. And then it'll ask for the date of birth. It will ask for a phone number, and I'm just kind of going to make this up, hoping that it's the right one.
Yeah.
And then an email address. keep hitting the space bar. And zip code, oh, where did I put that zip code? And if I want to add them to whatever group I want to add them to, and I search, it will give me a potential match. If that is the right person, then I can say, yes, this is the correct account. And I may have gotten the email address wrong. In this case, that's exactly what I did wrong. So I say, yes. Does this account need to manage other organizations' staff? Now, remember, this is the agency staff, not your youth participants. And then you click yes or no, and then add the partner. If this is a brand new account, it will give you a username and password, temporary password, because what it would do is it would ask you, we don't find this user, do you want us to check inactive users? If you want to create an account. So you would go through all of those steps, and it would actually allow you to add the user at the exact same time that you're adding them to your organization. Additionally, you are able to remove them from your organization. So if somebody leaves or goes off of your project onto a different project and you don't want them to have access to your group anymore, you can delete them from your group. Again, you could search just by name to do that. So are there any questions about user management? Okay. Let's see, are there any other questions that I can answer on before we go off recording?
Oh, Dean,
Yes.
this is a question that is in terms of my staff uploaded the worksite agreements. Where would that person see those to see if she's uploaded all the ones that we're supposed to upload, if everything was uploaded?
Okay, the worksite agreements need to go under the agency resources, and that is this tab right here that looks like a partially opened folder. And if you hover over that icon, it says resources. So if you click on that resources folder, then you would go under file uploads. And that is where all of those worksite agreements should be added. You would need to select a project. So the DHS Youth Programs. And you would select your provider. If I don't think in production this makes, I don't think all of these are here. So you would pick, filter, see what's here, and then you can upload the file.
Okay, now she's uploaded it, and I just wanted to make sure. So those
Go
files
to that same place and look for it. And my suggestion is to always, always, always include the description. So when you click on the upload file, you pick the category. So we now have worksite agreements. We have an agency MOU as an option. We have agency staff training. So if you've completed Casey Life Skills, or if you've completed any of the other staff training that need to be done, you would pick that. Incentives or stipends paid. This is, I think right now, this is going to be a one-time shot, but it might end up being a quarterly document that you need to upload. And then always put a description in here just so that you can tell, or Brandon can tell, or I can tell what the actual item is, because it will filter by type of document, but maybe this is McDonald's 42nd Street worksite agreement.
Okay.
Okay, you got that, John?
Yes, so basically when she goes through to the resource and upload and puts in worksite's agreement and filter it, she should see all the worksite agreements that we loaded.
Yes.
Okay,
All right. All right. And then Kristen, we had 2 youth who mistyped their SSN when they applied, and we have been trying to figure out how then they can correct it because it doesn't appear that we can change it. Kristen, are they already enrolled? All right, so then we can't change that except in the database. We have to change it there. Yes, we need to email it, but I do not want you to email me their whole social security number. Yes, the other thing I'm thinking is if you text me my mobile number, the 708, text me the first, what is it, 5 digits, and then email me the last 4 along with that email address. Because then it's split up, and because this is going to have to get fixed in the database. And just to let you know, the programmer that's dedicated to your program, everybody, is pulling together the end of a project for somebody who is retiring at the end of July. So he has to get this project done before that person retires. So send me the email with their name, their email address, and the last 4 of the social that is correct, in case that's the last 4 that are wrong. And then text me the name and the first 5 digits. Okay, and then we'll fix that in the database. Okie dokie. Lenata, you're having trouble approving one of your customers.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so what I need to do to look at this specifically, I need to wait until we're done recording.
Okay.
So we'll catch that. Help me remember, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Because I got to look at something for Kate too. All right,
Okay.
Are there any other questions? Do we need to go over worksite placements? Because I've had a couple of questions about that over the past week. Let me just do it anyway, real quick. On the
Yes, please.
on the work sites, you go to the item that looks like the bulleted list. Then you select your project. Yes, Sarah, that was your organization. We need to look at payroll. So is your person on here, Sarah?
Are you talking to me?
Sarah from Peoria?
Sorry, Dee. No, I don't see that she's on here. I have texted and emailed her. If she can't get on, I will just take copious notes this time.
Okay, all right. So Dhs Youth Programs, select your agency if you have to. And then on here, this is set to select by different types of employment. If you just pick the word select, it will show you all of the types of employment that you have for your organization. And then you don't add customers from here. You have to add them from their career plan. And so then on here, when you do the add employer or work site, you will add a new employer. I'm going to make some stuff up here. So I'm going to do Byron's Biplanes. And if you check this box right here, is this employer the work site? It saves you a step. And they build, model, large model airplanes. Oops, gotta spell airplanes right. I'm not gonna put in the website address, but you can if they have it. You wanna look up the NAICS code. This is manufacturing. Let's see, what do we got down here? There's a whole bunch of manufacturing. Let's say that it is, my goodness. Well, let's do this. Plastic search. And we can do this code. It's always better if you can pick a 6-digit NAICS code than if you pick a different one. We're going to do 708-888-8888. Somebody give me a street number from that 708 area code. Go, John.
Okay, so 708. Street number is Indiana. Oh gosh.
Give me the street address of your agency.
Oh, that's, oh gosh. That's not in the area. That's
You're not in the 708 area code? Who's in the 708 area code? Give me a street address.
Oh, I could give you one now. 16140 South Vincennes.
And what's a city there?
South Holland.
And it's Illinois, and the zip code is?
Oops, we don't have the 60. I don't have the zip code in there. I just have the address.
All right, I'm going to make it up.
Okay, 60409.
All right. And we're going to make this Byron, and it's going to be Byron Nelder, because I saw his name. That's where they came from. And he's going to be the owner. Okay, so then we need to look up a SOC code, and this is production. And we're going to be doing manufacturing production technicians, select, building by, model by planes. And this is going to be an apprenticeship. I'm just picking that out. Hourly wages is going to be $18. Total number of openings is 12. And I finish. Now, if you notice, I didn't have to do the piece about the work site because it was all in that first checkbox. So now if I go to my project and I look up DHS and I look for apprenticeship, filtered by that, I should see Byron's biplanes, but I just saw it there. Where did it just go? Uh-oh. All right, that's a boo-boo. I got to get that fixed, but this is test, so I will make sure. Now, if you need to change something, if you need to change the number of openings, just click this number right here, and it will take you to this screen where you can change the number of openings. I know that we had an organization that wanted to track their participants' jobs for this season versus last season. So you can change the name of the job. Unfortunately, you would have to re-enter it. And then you could track by 2021 versus 2020 and have the employer be Byron's Biplanes 2021.
Dee, can I ask a quick question?
Yes.
With regards to the total number of openings, do we need to actually manually do that every time we have a participant added to a job? Do we need to go in and subtract the number of openings, or does it automatically generate when we go to put that youth in?
It should automatically generate.
Okay.
So what it should do when you put the youth in, this 12 stays 12, but then it'll show however many part-time or full-time positions you have already designated.
Okay. Thank
Does
you.
that answer your question?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
Okay, all right. So now then when you go back to the customer, let me see if I can get back a couple of screens to a customer. Oh, user management. All right, let me get to a customer here. John, mute yourself.
Yep. Mhm.
Okay, so now from this customer's career plan, I should be able to go in here, go to this complete on the job training, or I can go in and add a step, and I'm going to look for that apprenticeship. And now remember, if you don't have a step in here to add, it means you need to go to the grantee details tab and add those steps. So I'm going to click add here. I'm going to click on the pencil. I'm going to select a goal. I don't have a good option here, so I'm just to save time, I'm going to pick this one. I'm going to add the employer, minimum wage, enter all of this information in. Are we subsidizing? It's a part-time position. We've started it. We have a start date of Monday. We don't have an end date yet. The subsidized start date is the same day that they started. They're going to do 30 hours a week. It is not WIOA funded. I'm going to update the customer service. Add a case note. What happened? What did I miss?
The work site. You had to add the work site.
I
That's what
did
kept happening.
add it. I
Oh, one
did
of
add it.
those. Yeah.
See, it says it right here.
Oh,
So is this the problem that somebody was having earlier today with this?
yeah, that was me, Sarah.
Okay. So
Refresh, BD, refresh. I always have to remember to refresh.
except you're not supposed to have to do that.
But refresh?
Right.
Oh, wow, okay.
All right, this is good because this is a problem that we can, that I can All right, let me. All right, let me grab a screenshot of this, folks. I'll be done in just a sec. So Sarah, you said this is the same problem that you had, right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. All right. I will see what is going on with this. And see if I can't get this rectified, because that's going to throw everybody back.
Because I'm having an Ajax error.
That's a nuisance. That just click OK. So if you can just click OK on that and then pull it over, then that will just close that screen so that you can move on. All right. Okay, I can't help you with this right now, Sarah. So, but I have sent it off to the programmer and we'll see if we can't get that fixed.
It ended up working for me after I emailed you. I don't know why, but I was able to add the work site to some of our students.
Okay. All right, it could just be a glitch, but just in case it has to be fixed, he needs to be aware of it. So thank you for bringing that to my attention. Okay. Payroll, got to talk about payroll. That is also under the item that looks like a clipboard, or I'm sorry, a bulleted list. And in the payroll tab, so Sarah Chapman from Peoria, pick your program, pick your agency, and then filter, and that will show you all of the payrolls that have been uploaded. To add a payroll, you click on the Add Payroll button. You put in a start date. I'm going to put in April 1, and then I'm going to put in April 30. And then you download the payroll template. That will open to an Excel document. Now, this naming convention must stay the same as it is right now. So if you only want to upload 4.1 to 4.15 or 5.1 to 5.15, you need to make sure that you pick that and then save that document that way. Save it. It should open to your desktop. Do not do a internet-based version of it. Open the document. There you are. And then you want to make sure that you are removing anyone who does not need or has payroll to be uploaded. So if you want to filter your data by the columns, I always sort using this tool up here. And then I'm going to sort by enrollment category. That doesn't filter anybody out. It just filters by what's in this column. And then I go through and I delete the rest. If you happen, there has been some issue with the category not showing up. You can enter the category if you need to. It will not affect the upload. Only the naming convention will affect the upload. I delete those other people. And then I go in and enter the hours worked for each of the people that have hours. And if I'm looking at them and then all of a sudden I see that Shelby Owen had 20 hours at one of the jobs, but not the other ones, then I would delete her at the end. So if I go in and I look for these 0 wages, I delete those as well. The other piece is if they're not subsidized, you don't have to upload them. My eyes can't go from one side to the other. I've got this too big. So then on here, I've got these 4 people right here that are not subsidized currently. So I could actually delete all of them, except we can still track the hours worked. And that's a good tool to use for employment verification. Just in the event that you don't have assigned verification, but you do have hours that they worked somewhere, you can potentially use this. Now, Brandon has to confirm that, but you could potentially use this document, because where did you get those hours if not from somebody's pay stub? So then when you close this document, save the changes, then you come down here to upload the payroll. And remember, it has to remain the same naming convention that it downloaded as. It will show you how many people, what the wages were. Do you want to view that? You can remove it if you discovered, oh, I actually am missing 2 people. You can remove it. If there's any other related files, maybe it was some maybe a work comp insurance, or maybe some travel documents that needed to go along with this, you can upload those files along and then you submit. Okay, so Sarah, did you get enough information there?
Thank you, Dee. And was this recorded or not?
It is recorded.
Okay, great. I did take copious notes, and I'll also send her this link when it's available. She has been our admin assistant doing this all year. She just told me a few weeks ago that it looked like something had changed. So I didn't know if any of that, what you just showed me, was an update. Because it looks all very familiar to me, but for some reason she said that it looked like there had been some changes and it wasn't the same as how she had been doing it in months prior, so.
Yeah, I'm not aware of any changes except for the category addition. The category addition is a new column.
Okay, I'll double check with her and make sure that she can do this moving forward. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, any other questions that can be recorded? Byron is saying F22 fiscal year 22 IYIP continuation begins 7/1. How are fiscal year 21 carryovers treated in workNet as far as enrollment for F22? Okay, so if the participants are enrolled in FY21, that will track for FY21. If they are entered July 1 or later, they'll track for FY22. And then on your grantee details, and I'm not sure that this is working properly yet, but on the grantee details, if you get your new grant number for the extension with the dollar amount and all that kind of good stuff, under the program, I would put the grant in as, because your number might stay the same. I'm not sure what those numbers are going to show up as. I would slap like a B at the end of it, and then have those dates on here with what the dollar amount for the extension is and your scheduled participants. So this is counting. I'm not sure if it's counting appropriately right now. I have not checked this to make sure. So somebody check. It should be for the actual enrollment. It should be adding category 1, 2, 3, and 4 all together. And then in the dashboard is where you would see the breakdown. So Byron, did that answer your question? Yes.
I think so.
Okay, great.
Dee, since we're on this page,
Yes,
where it says staff completing required training,
yes.
if you have a staff member no longer with your program, do you remove them from here, or is this where you want to make sure you keep all staff members who have ever been a part of the program?
I think I would leave that training there, because if they were trained for a previous fiscal year and they want to verify that the training was done, I would leave it here.
Thank you.
Sure. All right, any other questions that I can record?
Hello?
Hello, Mary? Oh, were you on the phone, Mary? Oh,
I kind of have one, Dee.
yes, ma'am.
But I don't know if this is more you or Brandon, unfortunately.
Okay, well, ask the question, I'll let you know.
Okay, so our interns, they started their work experience in the middle of a payroll cycle, and thanks, Rove. Our finance person or payroll person's right here. And so I know that the budget is until June 30th, and they are working those hours, but payments don't come out until like July, later in July. July 16th to be exact. Do we have to pay them for those like budgeted hours? For example, they have 30 hours budgeted for the month of June.
So the way that if I remember this correctly, and y'all heard some of this before, right? So correct me if I'm wrong here, but if the payroll was taking place up until June 30th, you can pay that out of your PY21 monies. If it starts July 1st, then that comes out of PY22 money. Did I get that right, everybody? Okay.
Okay, so I'm
Yes.
good to go to continue paying them for the next payroll.
For this payroll that ends
Yes,
on
yes.
Wednesday. Yes.
Okay, great. Thank you. That would our payroll person is relieved.
All right. Good, good, good. Okay.
Question,
Yes.
John. You repeat now, we will have, our payroll period goes from fiscal year 21 into the first week of fiscal year 22.
You overlap a pay period.
Right, overlap of pay period. What?
You need to send Brandon an email about that.
Okay,
My suggestion to you would be is to break that pay period.
okay, okay. For one pay period. Mhm.
Yeah, whenever it overlaps a fiscal year, I would break that pay period.
Okay,
But ask Brandon for sure.
okay.
Okay, any other questions for the good of the group that I need to record? Okay,
Hey, this is Sarah Chapman again.
Sure.
So
I'm
just a
glad.
comment or a question, I'm not sure, but when you mentioned about the continuation and how the students are enrolled, the word that I got from Brandon is that the students that we had enrolled in FY21 can continue, and they can work up to 365 subsidized days from the day that they started. So
If
say
they're-
we
If they're in
enrolled,
category 3 or 4.
yes, sorry, yes, in 3 and 4.
Okay,
So they say they started in March, they can technically work until next March. But it's just that you're going to start paying them out of your FY22 budget, starting July 1. So,
Right,
but
but-
when you said how they're enrolled, do I have to change anything on those accounts or
No.
code anything differently? I just keep them in there the way they are?
right. But new enrollments, counting new enrollments start from July 1 to June 30, July 1 to June 30. So you know, if you say you're going to enroll 25 youth in FY22, it's only going to track those youth that are enrolled from July 1, 2021 to June 30, 2022
Right,
for new enrollments.
for new enrollments, but I think I can kind of supplement my number with the currently enrolled. So like if I have a goal of
Yes,
serving 70, you know, and I've got 20,
right.
then
Those are the
I know I need
carryovers.
to enroll 50 more.
Right, those are the carryovers.
Okay, great. I just wanted to clarify.
Okay. Luis, you said, what about category 2 or 1? Are you talking about number of days subsidized? Yes, so category 2 is 270 days and category 1 is 90 days of subsidized wages. So in most cases, youth who have been in category 2, 3, or 4 cannot go back to category 1, but they are welcome to go from category 1 into 2, 3, or 4. Good.
Yes.
All right. Okay. Any other questions for the recording? All right. I'm going to stop the recording. Thanks for watching.